Hi and welcome to another Level 2 trigonometry video. In this rule we're going to move away from the cosine rule and introduce a new rule called the sine rule. And we're going to use the sine rule to help calculate a side of a triangle. Just a quick remember that we label angles with capital letters and sides with small letters. Alright, well here is this new rule called the sine rule. And it says length A divided by the sine of angle A is equal to length B divided by the sine of angle B, and that's also equal to length C divided by sine of angle C. The rule comes about because we know that angle A and length A are opposites, and this ratio is equivalent to angle B and length B, which is also equivalent to the ratio of angle C and length C. So these three things are tied together, but when we solve these problems, we often only use two of them at a time. Right, so we'll show you how the sine rule works with some examples. Example 1, calculate the length of A. Well, this is what we're trying to find out. Now we're going to use the sine rule to help us solve it. So if we have length A, opposite is angle A, which is 85 degrees. And we're going to call this angle B, which is 45 degrees, and opposite that is length B, which is 9 centimeters. So we can substitute into this formula. Length A divided by sine of 85 is equal to 9 divided by sine of 45. We can see that A divided by sine of 85, their opposites, is equal to 9 divided by sine of 45, their opposites. Alright, well let's show you how to solve it from here. To solve it and work out what A is, we go 9 divided by sine 45 and we multiply by the sine 85. Because this divides sine 85 comes across to the other side of the equals and becomes a times sine 85. So we need a calculator and we need to go 9 divided by sine 45 times sine 85, and we get an answer of 12.7 centimeters if we want to round it to one decimal place, or 12.68 centimeters if we want to round it to two decimal places. Alright, well let's try and use the sine rule again to calculate a side. So in this example we're going to calculate the length of x. So this is what we're trying to find out. So let's write down the sine rule. A divided by sine A is equal to B divided by sine B. Alright, well if we have x, opposite is 61 degrees. And if we have the 41 degrees, opposite is, well, we don't know. So we have to do a little quick bit of mathematics and work out what the third angle is, because we can't use the 41 degrees. So 180 minus 41 minus 61 leaves us 78. Remember, angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So now we can use the x and the 61 degrees, and we can use the 130 and the 78 degrees. Right, we'll label the x as little a and opposite that is angle A, and we'll label the other angle 78 as b and opposite that is little b. So let's substitute a divided by sine 61 is equal to 130 divided by sine 78. Remember, the a and the 61 are opposites, and the 130 and 78 are opposites. Right, now remember how to solve this. To solve it for a, we go 130 divided by sine 78 and we multiply it by the sine 61. Because this divides sine 61, comes across to the other side and turns into a times sine 61. So let's grab our calculator and go 130 divided by sine 78 and multiply it by sine 61. And we're going to get an answer of 116.2 millimeters if we go to one decimal place, or 116.24 millimeters if we round it to two decimal places. Remember, it's x, so we've just changed it back to x. Great.